Looking at the beautiful waterside nearby Norfolk, Virginia. We're at halftime. Virginia Beach on top of the Atlanta Silverbacks by a count of 3-0. A great crowd tonight and a wonderful evening for soccer at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. And again, the Mariners on top. Well, for the Atlanta Silverbacks, it's not been a good night, but it's been a good season once again for their Bulgarian international Veljko Yotov. And earlier, my partner Richard Broad had a chance to catch up with a former World Cup star.
Veljko, your first experience in soccer in the United States was with the Bulgarian national team in the 1994 World Cup. Must have been quite an opportunity for you.
Yes, I was really excited. I've been picked for the coach to enjoy the 22 players for the World Cup '94 in the United States. That was a great experience. I think it's great for any player in the world just to be in any World Cup.
Prior to that, you played in Spain. As we look at video of you scoring 2 goals against Barcelona, I'd like to hear about what the competition was like over there.
There is a very strong competition. I've got lucky to play against dream teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid, and I mean the rest of the teams for the Spanish league. That was a really great experience. I learned lots of things from the Spanish league, and I think I grown up. So I was turned into a great player.
Now over here in the United States in the A-League, you're not only an outstanding player, but you're a real ambassador for the Bulgarian community in Atlanta.
Really, that was my first year. The last year was my first year in Atlanta. I don't have a chance to meet lots of Bulgarian people in Atlanta, but I think I have 2 more years with Atlanta, so I'm going to have a chance just to meet more people. But the people know that I'm in Atlanta, so I think they come more to the field.
Hasn't had the ball quite enough in the first half, and it's going to be difficult for Atlanta to get back in the game unless they get Yotov involved.
Well, what a career he has had so far, and he's looking for a better second half of the Atlanta Silverbacks. We're coming back with more from Virginia Beach. It's the Virginia Beach Mariners 3, Atlanta Silverbacks nothing. USL Soccer on Fox Sports World.
And sport utilities at last year's prices. Only at Field Auto City. Like this brand new 2003 full-size GMC Sierra. Now $199 a month, or pay absolutely positively $0 down and only $249 a month. 2003 Pontiac Sunfires with automatic, sunroof, and CD player, unbelievably $169 a month. Savings up to $9 grand off the certified factory sticker on 2003 GMC Envoys, Yukons, and Denali. Next year's models, last year's prices, this year's finance rates. Only at Field Auto City, Alexandria.
This telecast of the USL on Fox from Virginia Beach is being brought to you by USLsoccer.com. For all the latest USL news, log on to USLsoccer.com. By Atlanta Area Ford. If you haven't looked at a Ford lately, look again. By Bank of America. Higher standards. By Earthlink. Why wait? Move to Earthlink. By Field Auto City. And by Umbro. Only soccer since 1924. What a night for soccer in Southern Virginia as the Virginia Beach Mariners on top of the Atlanta Silverbacks. 3-0. We're inside Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Great crowd tonight as they are enjoying the Virginia Beach Mariners. Let's go to this week in USL news. We start with telling you about the Fresno Fuego downing the Chico Rooks 1-0 to advance in the U.S. Open Cup play. They will now take on the USL Pro Select League's Utah Blitz. A-League current standings, indeed, our division leaders, the expansion Syracuse Salty Dogs, Charleston Battery, Minnesota Thunder, and Seattle Sounders, of course, playing in the brand new stadium in Seattle. Take a look at the standings. While Syracuse may be on top, but very tight. That's a very competitive division, to say the least. And, of course, Virginia Beach trying to get 3 points tonight to get closer to the Charleston Battery. As we continue around the A-League, the Minnesota Thunder on top. A bit of a cushion on El Paso, but again, it's early days right now in the season. And we finish out west with the Seattle Sounders, but again, only that 3-point cushion on the Vancouver Whitecaps, and Portland and Calgary Storm right there as well in the Pacific Division. As we take a look now at the USL Pro Select, Utah and California tied atop the 13-team Pro Select League. So the Utah Blitz, California Gold doing very well in the Pro Select division. As we continue now with the Premier Development League, take a look at your division leaders: Fresno, Spokane, Des Moines, the Menace doing well. New Orleans, the Shell Shockers, Mid-Michigan also doing very well. Take a look at the W League standings, and again, you'll take a look at the league leaders around the W League and the teams that so far are having successful seasons in the women's division of the United Soccer Leagues. Take a look at the players of the week, and we start first with the A-League players of the week. Eduardo Sobrango, the Cuban international playing for the Montreal Impact. Enrique Tovar, the player of the week for Pro Select from the California Gold. David Bolo for the Cape Cod Crusaders for the Premier Development League. And Deanna Cradle of the Charlotte Lady Eagles, the player of the week for the W League and United Soccer Leagues. Our next telecast, as you follow along on Fox Sports World, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds visit Montreal next week for a very important divisional matchup. Dave Johnson back with my broadcast partner Richard Broad, and indeed so far very intense match tonight, and so far Virginia Beach, well, a team that many have said have been controlling tempo of late but not capitalizing. Tonight they're clearly capitalizing.
Well, they clearly are. When they put it all together, it's just a thing of beauty. This is one of the finest teams I've seen at any level. I think they could play with anybody in the country the way they're playing tonight.
Indeed, getting 3 goals tonight for the Virginia Beach Mariners, so a very big advantage for Atlanta to try to get back into this game. I should say disadvantage for Atlanta to try to get back into this game.
Well, they're going to really have to struggle to get in. The defense has been very sound for the Mariners. I wouldn't be surprised to see Atlanta bring some people on off the bench. They have another match right up at Richmond later in the weekend. Don't know if they can get back in this match. Certainly not unless Virginia Beach lets up considerably.
All right, so indeed, Virginia Beach so far with most of the play tonight and the big advantage. 3-0 the score. Virginia Beach Mariners on top of the Atlanta Silverbacks. We're coming back with more. Dave Johnson, Richard Broad back in Virginia Beach at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Virginia Beach Mariners on top of the Atlanta Silverbacks. 3-0 the count. Kevin Knott, Dante Washington, and Roland Aguilera, the goal scorers. Atlanta making a substitution, bringing defender Josh Barton onto the match. This portion of the match brought to you by USLsoccer.com. For the latest USL news, log on to USLsoccer.com.
It's important as we go into the second half for Virginia Beach to come right out sharp, not have any let up, let Atlanta get a little whiff back in the game. If Atlanta could have converted that chance with Newsom at the end of the first half, been a different story right now. Very critical miss, because even though it's 3-0, they have some firepower, as witnessed by the 4 goals in their last game.
Kevin Knott, speaking of goals, he scored the first one tonight. Just where the touch on the ball goes back to Jeff Billick. Again, Virginia Beach in the blue. Virginia Beach coming off a loss last week to Charlotte. This week, right on form against Atlanta. The Mariners get possession. Laster to Mahoney. Mahoney coming forward from his defensive position. Wide is Jacob Fenger. Fenger now will make the cross. Coming to the 6th. Raheem Hancock is able to smother it.
Another dangerous attack. Fenger just having his way down the left side, and Washington just about a step late to get to the near post.
Ozimic now to Velko Yotov. Yotov, good ball over the top, but good defense for Virginia Beach on the part of Dan Buskey.
Very steady. Dan Buskey's really made them a much more solid team defensively with his presence in the middle.
John Barry Newsom on the ball with Hutcherson and Dan Buskey on that far side for Virginia Beach. So we're just underway, second half of play. And with a win, Virginia Beach be within 1 point of Charleston in the Southeast Division. But again, Charleston, of course, still to play this weekend. Billick on the ball. Marked by Broder. And we're going to get a foul and a free kick. Coming up for Virginia Beach.
Jeff Billick has to be so annoying to play against because he never stops working. He's just always busy, always about the ball. Makes it frustrating for his opponents.
Aguilera now. Aguilera, silky moves. Now to Kevin Knott. Knott, though, under pressure from Luna. Jacob Fenger now. Into the box, getting up for it, Hamani Dove. Comes to the 6, takes a bounce. You never like that if you're the Atlanta defense. Hancock clears it, but that took a bounce to the 6, Richard.
Every time you allow the ball to bounce in your own penalty area, you're making an invitation to the other team to score. Cannot allow balls to bounce in the second, in the penalty area. Virginia Beach very quick to get on second balls. Atlanta can't afford to do that very often.
Kevin Knott, flag stays down. Lassiter gets to it. Josh Barton marking, and he came on as a sub for Atlanta. Now Jacob Fenger. Fenger now sprays it into Washington, heads it down. And Hancock controls a great ball, though. You put that diagonal to the 6, and Dante Washington is right there.
Jacob Fenger set the tone for this game by the way he came out early and started getting down the left flank. He's continuing it. A good chance again for Dante Washington off the Fenger cross.
Working hard is Mahoney. Now Moore wins the ball for Atlanta. And the Silverbacks in the red. They are down by 3 goals. Jordy Broder, Byron Mitchell, trapped by Dave Moore. Moore now. Cozier getting a position in the 6, but Hutchison well marking. Now Moore sends it, but a little bit late. It'll be a corner kick, though, as he does win the corner. Does Dave Moore. Good look at Dave Moore.
Fine player for Mark Burson of the great program at South Carolina. One of the problems Atlanta has, though, in this match is they're not a deep team. They don't substitute a lot. And when you're down and when the other team's really flowing, sometimes it helps to bring people on just to give a new look and change the complexion of the game. Atlanta just doesn't have that luxury.
Ozovic now into the box, getting a head on it was John Barry Newsom. Again, he's very good in the air. And the Silverbacks dancing on the ball. Cozier. Washington didn't take a bite. And it will be a throw-in coming up for Atlanta.
Dante's a little upset that time. He felt that ball went off Cozier, and I think he was correct.
John Barry Newsom does well to control the ball. Now pokes it, but the poke to Cozier doesn't reach him. And Virginia Beach controls it. Dante Washington.
It's not going to show on the scoreboard. Very few people are going to notice, but Jeff Billick winning that ball in front of the defense and solving a problem. He's a very, very underrated player. I think his future is even brighter if a coach would just recognize this, as Sean McDonald seems to do.
Jordy Broder recognizes this for Atlanta. He gets onto it. He needs help. As Virginia Beach very alert to get back. Byron Mitchell steps up. Good defending there by Hutchison as those two tangle. And there's been some tangling, to say the least. We'll have a free kick as we can look at Russell Hutchison. A free kick for Virginia Beach. There's Byron Mitchell.
You need your bright lights. You need your players like Dante Washington and Pato Aguilera and Roy Lassiter. But you need those steady guys, the guys like Hutchison and Knott and Billick, who do the hard work, always in the right position. Guys like Dan Buskey and Mahoney anchoring the defense. It's a real nice combination here. I love the blend of personalities and talents on the Mariners.
Aguilera now. Dante Washington. Kevin Knott. Jacob Fenger tucks inside. This is Billick. Good build up here. Hutchison now. Hutchison into the box. Amisimani Dove gets it swept away, though, by Odera. But Virginia Beach stays right there. Knott headed away at the top by Barton. Luna now pokes it ahead, but it goes right to Jacob Fenger. Poor clearance. He drives it. Atlanta a bit too casual in their clearance there, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for Brahim Hancock, who's been kept busy tonight.
Indeed, he has been kept busy, and he's capable of a spectacular save. He doesn't really have to make one in this particular case because Fenger's shot is well wide of the post. Hancock has not been at fault in any of the 3 goals. It's just that Virginia Beach has been so dominant, and it's going to be a hard game for Atlanta to get back in.
Cozier, though, try to do just that. Matt Cozier slots it over to Yotov. Now John Barry Newsom, but Kevin Knott is right there at the critical moment. Amisimani Dove now gets onto it for Virginia Beach. Well, I thought Atlanta had something going there. Yotov, Cozier, John Barry Newsom all in good positions. Good defense. Tackling through is Dave Moore. And we are going to get a card as he came sliding through. So Dave Moore issued the yellow card by Ronnie Canales. What's the replay?
Dave Moore coming in just a little bit late on that particular challenge in there. And you don't want to accumulate these yellow cards, even though they may not have an impact immediately in this match. You accumulate them, you end up having to sit out a game later on when it could be critical. So you want to keep your composure, not take any unnecessary cautions, no matter what the score of the game.
Kevin Nod now storming forward for Virginia Beach. Dante Washington poked away by Broder. Josh Barton now trying to win it for Atlanta. Yotov, if he can get there, tackled away by Dambuski. Getting onto it is Lassiter. Hutchison running forward. Hutchison will not get there first. Almost did. Barton snuffed it out. Now Byron Mitchell. The Silverbacks with possession. Jordy Broder. Broder now gets help from his left back, Byron Mitchell. Mitchell will serve it. And Larson is there with the impressive figure of Cozier there, crashing the 6.
That's what Larson does best. Control the ball in the air, in the box. He's very, very sound. Atlanta needs to get the ball and try to beat him on the ground, maybe get around the back of the defense, get some chances from the top of the box. But long crosses are not going to get the job done against Larson with any degree of success.
Aguilera to Lassiter. Lassiter dancing on the ball. Lassiter across the box. Aguilera drives it. It's in the net. It's in the net. It's in the net. Aguilera, second goal.
How about the composure of that man, Pato Aguilera? Raheem Hancock can't do anything about it as Aguilera gets well-deserved congratulations for a great goal. The ball slipped across by Washington, and Aguilera fakes the shot initially, then commits the keeper, drills it past Hancock for the 4th goal of the match. Aguilera just magic with the ball on his feet. Celebrating with Fenger, who's also had a great game. Virginia Beach is just having a brilliant outing tonight.
Now the last 3 matches coming into this one, a tie and 2 losses for Virginia Beach. But tonight, at the expense of that man, Raheem Hancock, Virginia Beach is exploding out and they lead 4-0. Virginia Beach gets possession back in there in the blue jerseys. Well, again, this is totally not unexpected because Virginia Beach started so well, won 4 of their first 5.
I think Atlanta just walked into a buzzsaw tonight. Virginia Beach, a very, very good team that's had some discouraging results. They were ready to explode. It's a matter of time. Who are they going to do it against? Pick the time tonight, and Atlanta's paying the price for it.
Aguilera plays the dummy. Now Dante Washington. Lassiter comes through. Lassiter, oh, it's in the net! It's in the net! The Lassiter celebration is on.
And Roy Lassiter loving every minute of it and deserving the chance to celebrate by pushing this ball through. They are mobbing him, and this is just great for Lassiter because he's become a very unselfish player, giving up chances. But what he really does best, what he's done throughout his career, leading scorer in MLS history, is get in on the end of balls as he does here. Hasn't lost much speed here. Ball being dummied through on the side on the run coming in. Aguilera, what a ball into Lassiter. Perfect timing as he finishes, getting in on the end of that ball in front of the goal. And once again, Raheem Hancock left out to dry by his defense. Look at Lassiter coming on to this ball. This great pass by Aguilera. Washington dummies it through, seeing that Lassiter has a better chance. That partnership working ever so well. And this is a goal-scoring clinic put on by the Mariners.
5-0, Virginia Beach on top of Atlanta. Well, things have changed, Richard. Last year, Atlanta won all 4 meetings, outscoring Virginia Beach 13-3. This year, it's a different story, different teams. Broder just decides to have a go, and it'll be a goal kick.
The only downside of this is probably Sean McDonald's thinking, where were these goals? We needed them a few weeks ago, but they're there. This is one of the most explosive sides in the country here. If they keep playing like this, Dave, they are a force to be reckoned with. Who's going to beat them?
Atlanta about to make a substitution as Virginia Beach comes forward again. Aguilera. Hancock comes out and gets it just before Dante Washington. Mahoney gets up for it as John Barry Newsom tried to get onto it. Richard Mahoney, played in the First Division Costa Rica, sweeps away. Look at a happy Sean McDonald. To his right is assistant coach Mark Simpson, former goalkeeper with DC United.
Don't get many chances to sit down and relax coaching this game, and Sean McDonald happy to be able to do so.
57 minutes in, we've seen on average a goal every 10 minutes so far. 5 goals for Virginia Beach. And certainly frustration for Atlanta. You feel for them. They felt good coming in after a 4-2 win over Toronto.
We've got a really great crowd here tonight. What pleases me, Dave, is these youngsters in Virginia Beach are out here to see this game. They're going to be back because this is an impressive performance. This is a great soccer community here. A lot of good schools in the area. Christopher Newport, Virginia Wesleyan, Old Dominion, to name a few. William and Mary up the road. Some great college programs. There's a lot of great soccer here. And we're seeing some outstanding soccer at the professional level.
Ramon Luna trying to work on that flank. And it'll be a throw-in coming up. Boy, you mentioned this very place we are at. Again, I really call it one of the gems. It's about to get a substitution of North America, the Stadium Virginia Sportsplex, home of the Colonial Athletic Association tournament. And Bemba is going to come in for Byron Mitchell. Again, Rich, Atlanta has to also be thinking, Richard, about Richmond on Sunday. They have another game coming up. Again, this is the first of 5 on the road for Atlanta, so this is very tough circumstances. And with this game seemingly out of reach, Casimir Silva, the head coach, has to be also playing for Sunday.
Well, you have to look ahead. It's a long season, and this game really does appear to be out of reach unless maybe a meteor hits or something like that. There's no way I can see Atlanta getting back in. So they need to be rested and give a go against Richmond. They are not as poor a team as the result would indicate. They've got some firepower, and Virginia Beach just jumped on them and never let up.
Well, hey, Atlanta started the season with ties against Pittsburgh and Rochester. 2-2 ties, so although not results against very tough challenge, they were able to get at least points in those matches, and but then struggled to get the elusive victory until last week. Odera at the back, he's been a force for Atlanta. It's been impressive at times in a game when, unfortunately, as a team, Atlanta's not played well defensively. Amisi Amani Dove, some great skill on the ball, just spinning out of pressure. Gets support from Lassiter. Hutchison loses the ball. We're going to whistle on a free kick coming up for Atlanta.
Amani Dove hasn't had much of the ball lately, Dave. He had to get quite a few touches in one sequence there. He's been an outstanding player. How can you single anybody out here? We are going to pick a man of the match. I don't know how.
This portion of the broadcast being brought to you by Field Auto City. Free kick for the Atlanta Silverbacks. They're going to switch over to Ramon Luna. Doesn't reach him. That was the idea, though. Aguilera. Washington wide. Dante Washington traps it. Dante Washington stays with it. Dante Washington 1v1 drives it. Hancock save. Washington gets it back. Pinballs out of play. A corner kick, Virginia Beach.
And that's fine goalkeeping by Brahim Hancock. He's going to start to wonder where all the defenders went. Washington with that great speed and cleverness to get by Barton in that sequence, but a good save by Hancock. He came out, really cut down the angle, gave Dante Washington very little to shoot at. We have an excellent view of it. Barton tries to go in and doesn't get the ball. And look
Aguilera.
how aggressively Hancock comes out.
Aguilera on the corner. It'll be a goal kick coming up for Atlanta. There's Brahim Hancock for the Atlanta Silverbacks.
Brilliant career Hancock had at the University of Connecticut, goalkeeper on their national championship team of just a few years ago. I knew this player. He's from Delaware, the same state I'm from. And he had a great high school career and just has a lot of talent. Great quickness.
Here they come again, but this time Luna stops Dante Washington. Ramon Luna stopping Dante Washington.
Stopped him right in his tracks. I think this is deserving of a card. Washington looked like he was through here. Oh, a nasty foul there, and the referee certainly gave Luna the benefit of the doubt.
Aguilera, the quick restart. Hutchison with the left boot sends it in. Headed away by Barton, Josh Barton. Cozier comes back to win it. Mbemba. Now Cozier. Velko Yotov. They're going to switch it to the left if he can. He does. To Dave Moore. Moore getting the start tonight with Carlos Parra. Home sick in Atlanta. Velko Yotov. That first touch kind of failed him a bit there. Jacob Finger now comes up with it. Boots it upfield with a speedy laster. Josh Barton is aware of it. Heads it back to his keeper, Brahim Hancock. 62 minutes in. Yes, 5 goals from the team you're watching in blue, Virginia Beach tonight. John Barry Newsom probably had Atlanta's best chance late in the first half. Tried to get it wide to Moore. That was snuffed out. Atlanta looks to reload. Again to Dave Moore on the left side. In the middle to Velko Yotov, and the playmaker for the Silverbacks. Matt Cozier. Marked by Dambusky, pardon me. Tackled away though. At the back nicely by Hutchison. Into the 6, and Mbemba tries to get onto it. And it'll be a foul. Free kick coming up for Virginia Beach. You look at Mbemba, just came on.
Mbemba did well there, and a real good, clever play by Kevin Knott to shield Mbemba off the ball and get the foul called in his favor.
Russell Hutchison's going to come off. David Stokes is going to come on. So again, this substitution being made for Virginia Beach. David Stokes on loan from DC United, Major League Soccer. So Russell Hutchinson was kept busy tonight, did very well. Stokes will get some time now.
About that, you have a player from DC United on loan down here. He's coming off the bench.
And Jeff Moore, who was just signed, speaking of Major League Soccer, from the Metro Stars, played 18 games last year. Started 17 with the Metro Stars, is going to come on and replace Jeff Billick. So Jeff Moore for Jeff Billick, and there's Jeff Billick, the workhorse. When you look at a talented player like Roland Aguilera, the reason that he is able to do so much in the midfield is because you have a Jeff Billick doing so much.
And the reason Jeff Billick can come off now, 64 minutes in, he's done about 90 minutes of work in 60 minutes out there. Just a tremendous team member, unsung hero.
Broder on the ball, good individual skill. To Dave Moore now, coming up that left side. Dambusky marking Moore. Moore dancing on the ball. Gets help from Amisi Amani Dove. Does Dambusky still gets the cross off, but ran out of real estate. It'll be a goal kick.
No lack of effort on the part of David Moore, the South Carolina graduate.
Busy night around the A-League. So we take a look at Richmond on top of Charlotte. That's in the 44th minute, so the Kickers on top. Calgary Storm and the Cincinnati Riverhawks, no score. That's in the 30th.